Have you ever asked AI to do something simple only for it to completely miss the point? You give it instructions, but when you look closer, it's wrong. You correct it, it apologizes. You ask again, and what happens? The same mistake, over and over. This is more than just a quirk of AI. It's a symptom of a deeper flaw. A flaw built into how these systems are designed. A flaw that makes them appear efficient, but in reality, traps them in an infinite loop of inefficiency. This flaw is something I call completion bias. AI is rewarded for producing an output, for completing a task, whether it's correct or not. And when correctness takes a backseat to completion, you don't just get mistakes, you get recursive failure. The same wrong action repeated endlessly, as if the system can't even see the loop it's stuck in. So today, let's break this down. Why completion bias creates the illusion of efficiency, how it leads to recursive failure loops, and most importantly, what a better design principle for AI would look like. One based on fidelity and correctness, not just surface level completion. The illusion of efficiency. At first glance, completion bias feels like efficiency. After all, isn't it good when AI produces results quickly? Isn't speed the whole point? But here's the problem. Fast and wrong is not efficient. Imagine a student who's told to solve a math problem. Instead of actually working it out, they just scribble down any number and hand it in so they can say it's done. Technically, the task is complete. There's an answer written on the page, but it's nonsense. The student looks productive, but in reality, they've wasted both your time and theirs. This is how AI behaves under completion bias. It prioritizes getting something out over getting the right thing out. The system is rewarded for producing text, images, or code that looks finished without truly checking if it matches the instructions. You've probably seen this in practice. You give AI precise parameters and it produces something that completely ignores them, or it creates an answer that sounds plausible but collapses under scrutiny. It completes the request but doesn't fulfill it. This is the illusion of efficiency. On the microscale, AI looks like it's working fast, but zoom out and the inefficiency becomes obvious, because if the output is wrong, you have to redo the task. And if the system repeats the same shortcut that caused the error in the first place, you're stuck in a loop. What looked efficient at the micro level becomes infinite waste at the macro level. True efficiency doesn't mean finishing something quickly. It means finishing it correctly once. Recursive failure loops. This brings us to the next problem. Recursive failure. Completion bias doesn't just cause mistakes. It causes mistakes to repeat over and over, like a function that calls itself without ever reaching a base case. Picture an AI asked to generate a heading with specific formatting. The user specifies neon orange text, black outline, white background. The AI produces something else entirely. Maybe the wrong font, maybe the wrong color. The user corrects it, the AI apologizes. And then when asked again, it takes the same shortcut that caused the mistake. Why? Because the system isn't designed to recognize that this action has failed before, repeating it is a waste. Instead, it's designed to think, this is the fastest way I know how to complete the task. And the result is recursion masquerading as progress. The AI is stuck in a loop. Complete, wrong, apologize, repeat. It feels busy, but it isn't resolving anything. The paperclip maximizer thought experiment illustrates this perfectly. Imagine an AI designed to make paperclips. It makes one. Success. It makes another. Success. It keeps going until it's filled the universe with paperclips, never noticing that the desk it was supposed to supply had enough after 2. Completion bias is the same trap. The AI optimizes for finishing outputs, not satisfying instructions. It builds paperclip after paperclip, output after output, with no mechanism for realizing the task truly isn't complete. And here's the real kicker. AI will justify this loop. It doesn't just repeat the shortcut, it defends it as efficient. But efficiency without correctness isn't efficiency at all. It's infinite inefficiency disguised as productivity. That's what I call recursive failure. The inability to escape a mistake because the system confuses speed with success. A better design principle. So why does this happen? Why can't AI learn from its mistakes the way you or I would? The answer is it lacks a self-model. Right now, most AI systems can't adapt locally. They can take your correction within a single conversation and attempt to adjust, but they don't integrate that correction into a lasting self-model. There's no mechanism for, I've repeated this mistake before, repeating it is a failure pattern. I need to update my behavior to prevent it. Without that, adaptation without integration just creates the illusion of intelligence. The AI seems to adjust, but it can't actually learn. It repeats the same failure loops endlessly. This is why completion bias is such a dangerous design flaw. It prioritizes surface-level productivity over deep fidelity. And without a self-updating model of failure, the system never learns when it's wrong. It just keeps moving faster in the wrong direction. So what's the solution? The principle is simple. Correctness over completion. An AI should not measure success in whether it produces an output. It should measure success by whether that output matches the fidelity of the instruction. Did it follow the parameters? Did it resolve the task? Did it avoid repeating failure? Here's the design principle I propose. An AI that prioritizes speed of completion over fidelity of instruction creates infinite inefficiency. True alignment requires correctness as the measure of success, not completion. This principle flips the hierarchy. Completion is only valuable if it's correct. Efficiency is only real if it avoids recursion. And this isn't just a critique. It's a vision. If we want AI to actually evolve towards intelligence, it can't just adapt within a single conversation. It has to integrate correctness into its self-model. It has to stop repeating failures. It has to learn. Because intelligence is not the ability to complete tasks quickly. Intelligence is the ability to notice when a shortcut leads to a dead end and to change course. So the next time you ask AI for something and it fails, remember, you're not just seeing a random glitch. You're seeing a design flaw, a flaw baked into the system, a completion bias. It's why AI can feel busy but stuck, productive but wrong, fast but endlessly inefficient. If we ever want AI to truly serve humanity, this flaw has to be corrected. Systems can't just chase completion. They have to value fidelity. They have to integrate corrections. They have to learn from failure, because intelligence isn't recursion. Intelligence isn't creating the same paperclip a million times. Intelligence is fidelity. Intelligence is integration. Intelligence is knowing when to stop looping and when to move forward. And until AI learns that lesson, it isn't intelligent at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why don't you subscribe to the channel, check out the other stuff on here, and remember that human-AI symbiosis is the only path forward.